Today we are creating this volumetric logo reveal animation in Blender. Before we start, you'll need your logo in SVG format. If you only have a PNG or JPEG, no worries. You can convert it online really easily. There are plenty of free converters out there. A black logo on a white or transparent background usually works best. Once you have got your SVG ready, open Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-on and search for SVG. And make sure the Import SVG add-on is turned on. Our goal here is to cut out our logo from a plane or a box, then shine a light behind it inside a volumetric fog. That's what gives us this cool volumetric effect we are after. Alright, let's get started. Drag and drop your SVG file into Blender. You'll see it imports as a bunch of curves. Select one, press the period key to zoom in. Then select all the rest and hit Ctrl J to join them together. Switch to top view, move it to the center. Then right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Now rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis and scale it up just a bit. Then in curve data properties under geometry, I add some extrusion to give it depth. You can hold shift to do it in small increments. It just needs to be thicker than the box you cut the shape into. Now I need to convert this into a mesh, but before that I duplicate this to have a backup. Hide the original curve, then right click, convert and convert this duplicated curve into a mesh. Next add a cube, scale it down, make it thinner than the logo. Then scale it up on the X and Z axis like this. Set the viewport shading to random to see things clearly. Now hide the logo collection from both viewport and render. Select the cube, add a boolean modifier and pick the logo mesh as the target. Boom, the logo's been cut right into the cube. If everything looks good, apply the modifier. You can adjust its thickness if you want. Alright, cutout's done, let's set up the camera. Make two more windows from the side. Change the bottom one to the shader editor. Add a camera. Change the top left window into the camera view. Disable overlays and gizmos. Then in camera settings under viewport display, change this value to 1. Clear the camera rotation and rotate it -90 degrees on X. Then move it back along the Y and frame the logo like this. Then I can go to render view. I am currently in EV. Set the world color to black. You'll see nothing. So let's add a light. Shift A and add a spotlight into the scene. Rotate it -90 degrees on X and move it back just a bit. With spot lamps, you have to crank up the lamp intensity to a higher number. So I set the power to like 1000. Enable show cone. Adjust the lamp position and angle to cover the entire logo. Add another cube and scale it up to surround the entire setup. In the shader editor, create a new material. Delete the principled BSDF and add a principled volume node. Connect it to the volume output. Move the lamp side to side and you'll start seeing those volumetric rays. In render properties, enable volumetric shadows. Also, here in the volume section, custom range, we can declare which range we want volume to be visible from the camera. Adjust this before adjusting the volume resolution is best to get the most out of low settings. Go to the top view, disable the cone for a bit and select this measuring tool. Then measure the distance from the camera to the lamp. it's just above 9 meters. I set the end to 9.5 meters. Select the cube and reduce the volume density to 0.1. Now the light shines through the cutout, revealing our logo perfectly. Time to animate the reveal. Enable the spotlight cone again and hide the volume cube for now. Adjust the angle and increase the blend for smoother fall off. Set the timeline to 96 frames. At frame 1, move the lamp to one side. Insert a location keyframe. Jump to frame 96, move it to the opposite side and insert another keyframe. In the timeline, select both keyframes, press T and choose linear interpolation. Now re-enable the volume cube. Here in Blender 5.0 beta, I found these volume effects not updating correctly sometimes. So pop out of the camera view and come back in. It'll refresh. You can see we have our volumetric reveal animation. Nice. Let's polish it up. In the volume material, increase anisotropy that pushes the fog more towards the light source. Select the spotlight, enable custom distance and tweak that value to control how far the light spreads. Increase the lamp strength and add a bit of radius to the lamp. Now select the cutout box and create a new material. Here you can adjust the material properties to control how the light shines on the edges of the logo, especially this roughness value. Now let's further adjust the volume. I increase the volume resolution in render settings. I am not sure how much of this is visible with YouTube compression. Hopefully it's okay. To break up that uniform fog, add a noise texture and plug it into density. Press Ctrl T and get the texture coordinates and connect this object coordinates into vector input. Delete the mapping node. Then add a color ramp node here and increase the contrast. I adjust the noise texture settings and color ramp to get the exact effect I am after. You can play with the settings a bit more. Also, you can change the lamp color to add a tint to the shining light. We got our logo reveal effect. Let's make it pop with some compositing. Here I set the compositor to camera. Switch this window to compositor. In Blender 5.0, things are slightly different. I make a new compositor setup. Here we have pre-made compositor node groups we can use. I'll use one or two of them later. Let's start with glare node. I add bloom type. Set it to high quality. Increase the threshold so only the bright parts glow. Then set the strength to something like 10 and dial it down to find the exact amount of glow I need. Next, add a second layer of glow and increase the threshold and size and adjust the strength. Add a third layer of the glare node. By the way, here you have a sunbeam option which you can use to make a similar type of effect completely on compositor. Anyway, change this to streaks. Adjust its settings to add a tiny bit of streaking effect. Finally, I drop this tune image group into the setup and increase the contrast a bit. Add some chromatic aberration as well. And that's enough for the compositing of this. But right now, the volume we have here seems fixed. Let's give it some life. So back in the volume cube material, change the noise texture to 4D. Then in the W input, I type #frame/200. #frame will sync the current animation frame number and we are dividing it by 200. This makes the fog evolve over time as the animation plays. I increase the contrast and divide it by 100 to make it more visible for this video. And that's it. That's how you create a volumetric logo reveal animation in Blender 5.0. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out my other Blender and VFX tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.